Like they say, and Paul's saying there it's a nail-biting finish next week, and not what you really wanted to go down to the wire at the last match away from home.
No, it's not, but we find ourselves in a position where we have to go and do that now. So I felt today we're just worthy of 3 points overall on chances created and opportunities created. There was a few nervous breakaways from Histon second half, with the lad Holman up front we mentioned before the game. But generally, I thought we may be the team that we're going to just get one.
Yeah, our friend from Histon, who's covering it for the radio station, suggested on air that Workington were the side who seemed to want it more, and I think that's a fair comment.
Yes, and then when you're wanting it more, that's when you've got to then relax yourself when you've got the ball at your feet. And there's one or two occasions where our want and our determination just spoiled our play a little bit in our possession. So it's a learning curve for the players as to the tempo that you want to take into the game and to go and win tackles and win headers and be determined to get to a second ball first. When you've then got the football at your feet, you've got to just relax a little bit, and at the moment there's a little bit of nervousness in there. And possibly that's just cost us slightly. Yeah,
a 7-match unbeaten run, and here we are going into the last match still not sure about our future.
Yeah, so testament to the players, I think, to go 7 unbeaten when the pressure is on like it is. I'm really proud of the effort they've put in. So, once we get over the line next week at Worcester, a big pat on the back for them for their drive and their determination to see it through. So, big 90 minutes next week, but it's still in our hands, which is what we always wanted.
There are not many 0-0s in a season. We don't seem to have many, and sometimes you would say, well, that's a good 0-0, but it was certainly a result we didn't want this afternoon, was it?
Well, it's a point that takes us in the right direction, which you have to look on the positive side. If we'd have been beaten comfortably by Histon, then there's a lot more nerves going into next week. But the fact it's unbeaten now for so many keeps them positive in the dressing room, which is what you want to go into next week.
Will you be studying who's got what next week? You'll just ignore all that and just concentrate on getting Workington up and running for next Saturday?
Probably been another awful week, Walshy, of trying to work out ifs and buts and maybes every night of the week, which change every night. Wednesday was different to Friday. But again, the lads have prepared themselves the last few weeks brilliantly. I can't fault them for that. So all I've had to do is say a few words to them and point a few people in the right direction, and they've had to go and deliver. And but for a bit of woodwork, the keeper making a good save, someone clearing off the line, we would have got the 3 points we need today. So a lot more of that next week, and I'm sure we'll have enough there to take us over.
I just said to John Fuller in the commentary position alongside me that we set for a fairy tale finish. If Stefan can come on, you can see his local estate north side in the background there, and grab a late winner, and it so nearly happened, Darren.
He tells me he's not from Northside, so he always has a go at me for that. That's not being disrespectful to Northside. So I said all these fans will be supporting him in the back of that stand there. But yeah, as you say, we just thought for 5 or 10 minutes that he might give us that little bit of impetus at the end, just to go and create an opportunity for us. We thought maybe there might be one opportunity left in the game, and it's fallen on his left foot, which is weaker than the two. On his right foot, then possibly it could have been a different story. But it wasn't to be, and we find ourselves in the situation we're in.
What about Worcester? You know a lot about them. That's the final game. Worcester they're out of contention now. They're not going to make the playoffs. Is there a bonus or not a good thing that they're out of contention?
Well, what it does, it takes all the pressure off them now to go and possibly play their game. But on the other hand, from a manager's point of view, I'd like to think that certain 50-50s in that game that we'll just want that little bit more than Worcester. So I've got to say that possibly a pleasing thing, but the 857,000 million miles it is between Worcester and Workington, I don't see him do us any favours, Walshy.
Now, will it be a Friday night job, or will he be going on the day? That's still to be decided.
It's still to be decided. Obviously, the chairman and the directors were going to decide on that depending on today's results. So I'm hoping it's going to be an overnight, and we can go and prepare right. You don't want to do 6 hours on a coach and ask players to give the best performance of their lives. So yeah, hopefully it'll be overnight.
And you'll keep everything as normal as possible, training during the week?
Oh yeah, I think you've got to. Yeah, we haven't changed anything in the last few weeks to try and there's enough pressure. The players are, as you would have imagined in the dressing room there, we're looking at all the permutations as well. So it's always on their mind, and just to try and ease them through training and keep a bit of fun in there, and try and take minds off it as best as you can. That's not 100% possible to do, but just to try and ease the tension on them is the way to go about it.
Darren, thanks so much indeed.
Cheers, thank you.